Welcome back to the CryptoFather channel. Today is the 21st of October. There's quite a bit of news being let out in regards to Binance and CZ. So it seems like today's video is going to be focused largely on that. So make sure to smash up the likes on this video, subscribe to the channel, stick around till the very end so you don't miss any of the details. Do remember to pick up a copy of Crypto and Millennials. That's available for sale right now. Just a quick reminder. And of course, pick up a copy of the Descent wallet, which is now with a discount of $30 or $99 discount if you pick up 2 ref links below the video. And to start the video off, we're jumping into the markets. The market is presently sitting at $3.8 trillion with a dominance of Bitcoin dominance of 57.5% and ETH 12.5%. Trading volume at $166 billion. Binance Live, no idea what that is, but it's got massive pump-mentos at 125%. BC Gamecoin, 44%. Floki is doing its thing at 20% here. And Hajime, no idea, some cat meme coin at 39%. But Bitcoin is sitting at $111,000. Ethereum dipped back below $4,000. Solana at 189. Cardano 66 cents. Litecoin 95. Toncoin 224. And Polkadot at 310. Meowcoin has been annihilated completely. It's sitting at quadruple 032. Bad look for Meowcoin despite the obvious progress of the project. Hasn't gone very far so far. Jumping into the charts here, Bitcoin is printing a third consecutive green candle on the daily, so that's nice to see for Bitcoin. And it's presently testing the resistance here at the previous all-time high from the 22nd of May this year. And then if it does, once it does break above this level, it has the Fibonacci retracement resistance at $112,000 at 0.382. For ETH, the situation is similar. It's printing a third consecutive green candle on the daily. It has broken above the resistance at the all-time high from July the 28th and closed the candle there, and now is kind of hanging out in the channel created from the all-time high here at or the price high on March 11th, and this one here on July the 14th. So this is the zone where it's kind of hanging out right now. This is our support and resistance zone for Ethereum at the moment right now. There you go, we got it nice and white. That's the zone, that's where it's sitting right now, and it would be good for Ethereum to break above that. And once it does break above that, that would be at a $4,100 price tag. Then we could see a potential move upwards on Ethereum. What's happening? The AI crypto trading showdown. DeepSeek and Grok are cashing in as Gemini implodes. So apparently the fathers of AI have decided to have a little competition, have themselves a little competition, and have launched the different AI engines in a competitive online trading for profit. AI models Grok, DeepSeek, and Claude are up big in a live real money crypto taking trading showdown. Google's Gemini 2.5 Pro is the biggest loser of the bunch, underscoring reliability and transparency risks. The results deepen the dive between data, specialized, and general purpose AI approaches to finance. Google's Gemini is better with, I think, academic and data processing, rather, not so much with finance. In early innings, Elon Musk's Grok, DeepSeek, and Anthropic's Claude Sonnet 4.5 are emerging as the top performers in a real money AI crypto trading showdown, each generating returns of over 25% so far, while rival models have suffered heavy losses. Just to give you a quick summary right here, DeepSeek Chat 3.1. So all of them were given a $10,000 cash flow to get them started. Each AI model was given a starting capital of $10,000 to trade cryptocurrency perpetual contracts on the hyperliquid exchange, betting on assets including Bitcoin, Doge, and Solana. And the results are as follows here. DeepSeek, return of 31.55%, total PNL $3,155, fees $104, and win rate 16%. Grok 4, account value 12,000. So this is post the 10,000 that they were given. Yeah, return percentage 26.55%, total PNL 2.655, 2,655, fees $9.18, and win rate 0%. Not sure how that works. Claude Sonnet 4.5, 25.68, 25.68% return rate, total PNL 2,568, $123 in fees, and 16.7% win rate. And all the other one, QN3 Max, GPT-5, and Gemini 2.5 are in the negative, with Gemini 2.50 Pro with a return of negative 34.96, ChatGPT-5 negative 28.96%, and QN negative 2.4% return. Not great on these ones. So there you go. If you're looking to start trading using AI, then have a look at DeepSeek, Grok, or Claude Sonnet. Those would be your best choices for that. CZ accused of boosting fraudsters on X. Former Binance CEO CZ has interacted with or followed at least 4 sketchy crypto accounts on X, one of which faked the sum they received from Binance as part of its $400 million recovery plan. Zhao was caught reposting an engagement farming post by Crypto Bull Market that misleadingly claimed Binance had paid them $30,000. It thanked Binance and Zhao for the funds and said, "Still people will FUD," an acronym for fear, uncertainty, and doubt that Zhao often references when faced with criticism. Binance created the recovery fund to help users affected by October's 600 billion crypto crash. The exchange promised to pay some users a maximum of $6,000, 5 times less than the amount Crypto Bull Market was claiming. Here's a tweet from Crypto Bull. Got 30K from Binance recovery funds. Thanks a lot, Binance. I know no exchange do that. Still people will FUD. Once again, thanks a lot. Blah, blah, blah. Here is apparently the receipt. The post was flagged by X's community note system, which pointed out the discrepancy between the account's claimed refund and Binance's policy. The former Binance head was also caught by crypto sleuth Zag XBT, following crypto scammer who has reportedly changed their name at least 31 times. Holy macaroni. Be careful of these guys. These exchanges or these accounts change names, I guess. Let's see, when was this guy admitted into the X community? Excommunicado. Joined on February 2022 and amassed 102,000 followers. How is that even possible? The scammer account later blocked Zach XBT, and Zhao thanked the researcher for the heads up. Zhao was also called out for engaging with another account that repeatedly shills 80,000 market cap scams every day. This crypto user who screenshotted Zhao's approval noted, "I don't know if CZ even knows about it, but these scammers are followed by CZ Binance accounts, launch meme coins and rug pulls." So this could be these accounts just ingratiating themselves, or these accounts just being bought out. I have no idea. How is it possible that CZ Binance is following them? I don't presume that he does it willingly or knowingly, that he follows these scam accounts willingly or knowingly. That would not be a good look for him. So something is afoot. But so in any case, be very, very careful when you see scam accounts, just, even when they appear to be followed by prominent figures like CZ, always be cautious about anything you see on X, because, man, AI and X scammers are large. Binance co-founder tells users to take responsibility after losses to impersonator account. Yeehee claps back at people pointing fingers at Binance. Hackers also want a piece of the meme coin pie. Binance co-founder He and CZ have warned the crypto community about a surge in phishing scams linked to meme coins. Exploiters have compromised and impersonated Binance accounts to target users' private keys and contract addresses to fraudulent tokens. The BNB chain incident is part of a growing trend on social media breaches in 2025. This is important. Exploiters have compromised and impersonated Binance accounts. So this happens on a regular basis. I'm sure you've seen the videos of CZ telling you to send him a Bitcoin and he will send you 2 in return, or whatever. Send him half a Bitcoin, he will send you a whole one. And then the CEO of Apple right now, Tom Cook, I think his name is, videos of him as well. And of course, these were all AI created, all deep fake. So be very careful And the article I just read before, where CZ was following some scammers on X, is probably a similar scenario somehow. The co-founders of Binance, CZ and Yeehee, have been vocal about impersonator accounts on X, formerly Twitter, using the exchange's brand name and to defraud investors. These accounts are created by scammers and often mimic celebrity or affluent individuals to trick users into sending crypto or clicking malicious phishing links. After the latest round of exploits, Yeehee has now challenged users to take responsibility for their losses. Before she responded, one user who seemed to have been affected by the so-called hack called her and CZ out for not responding. The user theorized this was because those affected were mostly retail traders. As Binance co-founder CZ, Binance and Binance made no response whatsoever because small retail investors don't count as people in their eyes. They only reply to questions from calls and shills. And you got to keep in mind that, I mean, these people, CZ and he, and this is no defense of, to them, they are, I'm sure they're flooded with messages on a daily basis, with like thousands of messages of a similar magnitude. So they probably don't take notice of every single retail investor losing their money. They do take notice of calls because they have some kind of relationship, a business relationship going on with them, right? So I totally understand. And as a retail investor, you have to by now be aware of the amount of scams and the amount of ridiculous schemes going on in the crypto world. And you should be aware of them and take precautions. This is like the difference between the TradFi and DeFi system, is that in TradFi there's always somebody kind of holding your hand. In DeFi you're on your own. In crypto you're on your own. You have to take care of your keys unless you're dealing with an exchange. And even when you are dealing with an exchange, you have to take responsibility for the fact that sometimes centralized exchanges go bust. And the perfect example is that of TradeOgre. Things like that happen. An exchange that has been around for 8 years and you would think it would be secure enough, it still happens that things go bust and you can lose your funds. By the way, there is an update coming tomorrow on TradeOgre, so make sure to stay tuned and come back tomorrow. But that's as a side note. So when people get pissed off that CZ or centralized exchanges, the owners of centralized exchanges or co-founders don't respond to your messages, just keep in mind that there's probably thousands of people with similar problems messaging them. And I mean, they can't respond to every single person, right? After one person uninstalling, doesn't matter, 10 people uninstalling, they don't care either. If thousands or tens of thousands of people boycott together, then they'll take such incidents seriously. And again, it's up to you. Like when you see scams being promoted on the internet and you're not aware of scams, the reason why you fall for scams is because you're a greedy bastard. You want to make millions overnight, which is not feasible. Okay, nobody's giving out money for free, so stop following stupid leads. When you have your crypto and you're trading it on a central exchange, stop trying to connect your wallets to random garbage that is being advertised online in hope of making thousands of dollars overnight. Obviously those are scams. If your funds are hijacked from a centralized exchange, that's a different story. But if you are running around left and right and trying to connect your wallet to this project or this project because it promises you, 100% returns overnight, then you deserve to be scammed, quite frankly. I mean, come on. Crypto traders consider lawsuits after 600 billion market meltdown. After crypto investors lost 600 billion in just 30 minutes last Friday, including 1.7 million wallets suffering forced liquidations, some victims are looking to sue centralized exchanges. Tens of thousands joined social audio spaces to discuss available remedies, with one group that claiming its members lost over 100 million in total. Amid the ongoing fallout from the spectacular collapse of October 10th, sophisticated victims with commercial litigation experience are privately convening, eyeing any potential for illegal conduct or breach of contract at centralized exchanges. Litigations are looking for lead plaintiffs with material losses across the globe. Unless one plaintiff has enough personal losses to justify expensive attorney's fees, victims of a corporate crime often link together in a class action. More efficient for the court system and with lower fees. The person for legal representation, civil class actions are a tool for individuals to gain strength in numbers to fight the world's most powerful companies. This is a very good example of what Palladium is trying to do with the legal representation. They have offered their services to people who have lost their funds to the trade ogre fallout and seizure by the Royal Canadian Mountain Police. That's precisely what they're doing. That's precisely what Palladium is doing with their legal representation. Arthur Chang, co-founder of Defiance Capital, has experience with commercial litigation and gained over 60,000 impressions for this invitation to join potential class actions. And I guess Arthur here maybe also, but he refers to the flash crash that occurred on October 10th. So it's not really per se related to anything related to Trade Ogre, but maybe something of interest to have him contact him and see if he's got anything to say. Focusing on Binance's conduct on October 10th, needless to say, Binance could become a target for potential litigation. The exchange posted some of the lowest prices during the crash, including 99% loss anomalies during the flash crash that were far lower than any other exchange. Moreover, any litigation against Binance has the benefit of its large size, ability to pay a settlement, plentiful customers who could join a class action, and 3 corporate payouts that could be evaluated as potential evidence. Although the payments weren't necessarily acknowledgements of wrongdoing, indeed the exchange has highlighted that these funds don't imply any liability for users' losses. Binance did pay incredible sums of money to customers that suffered losses on October 10th. And Gemini launches Solana credit card with automatic staking reward. Gemini's Solana credit card lets users earn and auto-stake Solana rewards for up to 6.77% yield, which is a pretty good return, deepening network engagement. Gemini has launched a Solana edition of its Gemini credit card, allowing users to earn and automatically stake Solana rewards for additional yield. Announced on Monday, the release marks Gemini's first card tied to a specific blockchain network and integrates auto-staking for card rewards directly within the platform. The card design pays tribute to Solana's branding and community, offering up to 4% back on Solana on gas, EV charging, and rideshare purchases, 3% on dining, 2% on groceries, and 1% on all other transactions. So that's not bad. You know, if you're spending already and if you've got your Solana, obviously it's always better to see when the prices are pumping on Solana, because then you're spending less of your Solana. But the amount of payback that you receive is pretty good. Customers can now opt to automatically stake their Solana credit card rewards at Gemini, where the staking rate currently stands at 6.77%. And keep in mind that this does change. They can change this at any time, but I mean, I guess on average, I'm not sure what is the staking rewards on Trust Wallet, for example, are at 6.79% API. So 6.77 is a pretty standard return on your investment, on your staking, and it's a pretty good one. It's a pretty regular, pretty good one, and definitely worth taking a look, especially since they do offer those discounts or returns or backs on purchases and the usage of the card. The integration effectively turns credit card rewards into network participation, reflecting a growing trend in crypto-native financial products that merge traditional payments with DeFi mechanics. So you can store your Solana on the credit card and stake it, but also use it as a regular credit card and pay with Solana. So that's pretty cool. I guess it would also depend on your region and whether the region that allows you. I'm not sure if this, I guess I would assume that if it's a credit card, then they would have partnered up with Visa or MasterCard in order to allow people to use the card anywhere they want. According to Gemini data, Solana rewards have been among the platform's top performing assets, with cardholders who held their rewards for at least 1 year seeing gains exceeding 290%. That's massive. That is pretty sweet. JP Morgan flags Tricolor and First Brands bankruptcies as credit stress spreads. Banks raise funding costs as investors react to NDFI exposure. Tricolor collapse worsens fears of hidden risk. JP Morgan warned that the bankruptcies of First Brands and Tricolor have increased credit stress and pushed up banks' funding costs. The bank said investors are demanding higher returns due to poor disclosure of loans to non-depositing financial institutions. Regulators, including the IMF, estimate US and European banks have about 4.5 trillion in NDFI exposure. Look out for another bank collapse like we saw in 2008 and another bailout, which would probably mean more money being printed and, of course, going back into the pockets of bankers. More from CZ, this time in regards to Bitcoin. Why CZ? Binance believes Bitcoin will surpass gold in market cap. I mean, he's not the first and not the only one who is of that belief. While he didn't give a timeline on when this is going to happen, CZ said the shift is inevitable given Bitcoin's explosive growth and expanding global adoption. His comments came in response to a long-time Bitcoin critic, Peter Schiff, who argued that Bitcoin has lost over 30% of its value relative to gold since August and called it fake gold, as he always does. CZ fired back, pointing out that Bitcoin's rise from 0.0 of a penny to over $110,000 in 16 years tells a much stronger story than short-term market ratios. Of course, that's the story with everybody. Dan Crypto Trades posted a quick little quiz. Will the crypto 4-year cycle play out again? This would mean Bitcoin and crypto top or have topped in quarter 4 of 2025. 48% say yes, 52% say no. No 4-year cycle this time. Very interesting what's going to happen. I think the 4-year cycle stands. I personally am looking at the end of the 4th quarter of 2025. It may expand a little bit into 2026, maybe. I am not putting my chips on that bet. I am holding my chips towards the end of the 4th quarter of 2025. Personally, that's what I'll be looking at. But, you know, nobody knows. Nobody really knows. That's why people post these quizzes to see what the reaction is from the community, because apparently it's pretty divided. It's pretty close to being 50-50. People have no idea, you know, because it's markets. You don't know. And Trump threatens China with 155% tariffs if no deal is made by November 1st. So we could see another crash coming up towards the end of October. Trump warns of possible restrictions on airplane export and rare earth risks. Markets brace for a supply chain shock as both nations weigh their next moves. So they're supposed to meet up sometime towards the end of this month. And I guess if things don't go their way, if they don't come to an agreement, we could see another massive crash if these tariffs actually come to pass. So that could be an interesting time. We've got 10 days to the end of this month, and we could see a massive pump or a massive dump. Let's hope the former is true, but do not discount the latter and have your profits secured, I guess, or ready to deploy in case of a pump. Also, please deploy your smashes and your subscriptions to this channel. Thank you all for tuning in and supporting. Come back tomorrow. I've got another interview. There is apparently, I was told that there is a big update from the Trade Ogre legal case. They have made contact with the RCMP, so there's some news coming your way. So that's tomorrow. Make sure to come back then. In the meantime, have a fantastic Tuesday, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.